We're gearing up for a busy election season once again in British Columbia. Federal and civic elections are just behind us, and the provincial election is just a few weeks away. Today, on International Women's Day, we're looking at the progress and lack of progress that women have made in getting involved and elected into public office. Jennifer Sweeney is the president of the Canadian Women Voters Congress, and she joins us now to talk more about this. Thanks for coming in this morning, Jennifer.
Hi, good morning, Sophie.
What kind of progress have women made in getting involved in politics?
Well, it depends on what country you're looking at, but in Canada we seem to be falling behind.
So we've actually regressed a little bit?
Yes, we rank now 46 internationally, so many countries like Rwanda is way ahead of us.
How does that compare with years past, that we're 46 now, because you say that we've actually fallen behind?
Yes, we have. More countries are taking advantage of redefining legislation. So in Rwanda, when they had an opportunity to look at their governance structure, they decided to make 50% a target for women to be elected to office.
So they actually took steps to get to that point?
Yes.
What kind of steps did they take?
Yes, they legislated it so that they made it a mandatory goal.
It had to happen.
Yes.
What do we do in Canada? I know that a lot of the parties, or I shouldn't say a lot of the parties, but some of the parties have actually implemented quotas, and they want, for instance, 1/3 of candidates to be women or minorities. But is that as far as it's gone in Canada?
Yes, and it depends on who the party is, or which party it is, and who the party leader is. It has to be a step made in that direction. So right now, politics isn't exactly a profession of choice for women, and it's not really open to women in the way that we would want it to be.
Well, let's talk about why that is in just a sec, but let's take a look at these numbers first. This was in the most recent federal election, and you can see the breakdown by party federally of how many women ran and how many were elected, and who, I mean, the numbers are pretty low. The Conservative actually, per number of candidate running, seemed to do the best federally in the last election. Right. What do you make of these numbers?
Well, what I see is there's definitely a commitment to making women more electable.
Sorry, I should say the Bloc did, but that doesn't really count out here.
Right, but to be running more women, and so I think that's a positive step. The Liberals and the NDP met our goal of creating a critical mass of having 1/3 of their candidates be women. Not all of them were elected or successful, but doing that at least was a step in the right direction.
Okay, let's take a look at just how many women are in the House of Commons. And after that last election, 68 women were elected to the House of Commons in 2008. 2 years earlier, not quite 2 years, it was 64. 22.4% of the 308 seats in the House of Commons versus 21.6% in the election prior. So not a lot of progress. I mean, it was a fairly short time period, but really not a ton of progress. Why is that? Why are women not attracted to public office, as you said earlier?
Yeah, I was speaking to a woman I'm trying to encourage to run for office the other day, and she was saying to me, well, why would I want to do that? It's so difficult.
That's a good question.
I give up my privacy, and I can't accomplish as much as I can outside of politics. So right now, people don't feel that they're empowered to do what they can do outside of the political system. Is
there, there is no legislation such as there is in Rwanda, for instance, but is there enough support from the public? I mean, I know polls would say that voters want more women in public office, but if they're not being elected, then is there really that encouragement there?
Right. Well, the hardest part is to get nominated. So to actually fight a nomination battle. So getting a woman to that point where she's actually a candidate, she has a better chance, or a good chance of being elected. But getting to that point of being nominated is still a tough challenge for women.
There's that number that you'd mentioned before. Canada ranked 46th in terms of the number of women elected nationally. There's something called the Women's Campaign School, Jennifer, which helps women candidates get elected, or learn about the process, I suppose, and get elected. How does that work?
Yes.
What are they learning there exactly?
Oh, it's the most amazing thing. I've done a little bit of education in a partisan setting, but this is non-partisan, non-issue based, and it's just women sharing their experience, and it's women who have been successfully elected. So it's a women's campaign school where we learn how to do politics, and it's an incredibly exciting experience to watch these women learn and be able to ask the honest questions. And it doesn't matter what party you're in. Women encounter the same barriers in every single political party. So
the success of the campaign school has been quite significant.
Yes. Yes, over 60% of our candidates who ran last year were elected. So we educate, we encourage, and we inspire women, and they're successful. They're achieving success through our school, and I'm very proud of that.
All right, I'll actually be involved in the campaign school coming up between March 27th and 29th as one of the panelists to talk to some of these women about what the media are looking for in terms of story ideas and things like that. So if there are women out there who would like to be involved, there's the information you need to know. March 27th to 29th in Vancouver, the Women's Campaign School. Give them a call at 878-8228 or an email at congress@telus.net.
And our website, womenscampaignSchool.org, and you can register online.
WomenscampaignSchool.org. Thanks so much for coming in.
Great. Thank you.